Alright, here we go. On these first couple ones, I'm going to do them for you. I will tell you whenever I need you to be on your whiteboard. Okay? So let's talk about a few things before we start answering these questions. Okay? We have a triangle we use, right? I'm going to draw it over here. Does anybody remember what goes in the top of our triangle?
No, but I remember what.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Velocity. So V is going to go on the top. What two things go on the bottom?
Wavelength and hertz.
No. Yes. Okay, so wavelength is that upside down Y thing. Okay, so looks something like that. And then frequency we just do with an F. Now, let's add a few notes about these guys.
Throw on the marker.
What is the unit for velocity? So we know that this is velocity. What's the unit? Just meters per second. Okay, so it's just going to be m/s. Okay. What is the unit for wavelength?
Meters.
Yes. Wavelength is going to be measured in meters, just an m. And then we have frequency.
Hertz.
And how do we write hertz?
H to Z.
Capital H, lowercase z. Okay, so that's going to be our unit for frequency. Okay, if you can get that down, you're going to be in good shape. Because I think all of us know how to use the triangle, right? Sometimes we just get confused on what goes where. All right, so let's start answering these questions. A wave along a guitar string has a frequency of 540 hertz and a wavelength of 2.5 meters. Calculate the speed of the wave. What variable in my triangle is 540 hertz? F. Okay, so I'm just going to write F equals 540. We can put the whiteboards up if we can't handle them. John, erase whatever you have.
Me?
No.
Not you.
Yeah, John. I was like, I'm doing the problem.
What variable is 2.5 meters? The wavelength. Okay, so the upside down Y.
1,350 meters per second.
So that means I'm missing velocity. Okay, and just for review purposes, I'm going to slow this down and show you what we do. So I know frequency, I know wavelength. I look at my triangle, wavelength and frequency are beside each other, so what does that mean I got to do with my math? I'm going to multiply, okay? So for this one, I would do 540 times 2.5.
Can I tell you the answer?
Yes.
1,350 meters per second.
And it is meters per second because we're looking for V, and we know that velocity is measured in m/s, meters per second.
All right, next problem.
Does anybody have any questions on that one?
No.
We'll go to the next problem.
We will, yes. We good here? Okay, so if you're missing V, we're going to multiply. All right, here's our next problem. The speed of sound in air is about 345 meters per second. What variable is 345 meters per second? Velocity. So I know that my V equals 345. What is the wavelength of sound waves produced by a guitar string vibrating at 490 hertz? What is 490 hertz? Frequency. Okay? We know that because this Hz tells us its frequency. So my F equals 490, which means I'm missing the upside down Y, the wavelength.
You divide.
Yes, I'm going to divide. Now listen to me when I say this. You don't always do the big number first. Okay? Like on this one, we're not going to do 490 divided by 345. we got to make sure we put velocity in our calculator first. Okay? So our math here is v over f, because that's how it is in our triangle. V over f. So we have 345 divided by 490.
I'll tell you the answer.
It is 0.7. What is my unit?
Meters.
Meters, because we're looking for
Look
wavelength.
at you being a smart kid.
How do we feel about that one?
Easy.
That
Next
was
question.
easy.
Alright, I'm going to do one more with you guys, and then I'm going to let you be using your whiteboards to show me your answers. Okay?
Let's go with it.
Hey, all of you that are killing my markers by just like drawing all over the place are wearing me out. I don't have enough markers.
I mean, Casey was like.
If you can't handle a whiteboard, we'll have a pop quiz instead, and you'll just write it on notebook paper. Alright, let's work through this one, and then I'll let you practice. What is the frequency of a wave that is moving at 30 meters per second? What variable is that? 30 meters per second. Velocity because of that m/s. Alright, so v equals 30 with a wavelength of 0.35 meters. So what's 0.35? Wavelength at upside down y. So now I'm missing frequency. Okay, remember, whatever you're missing, you can cover it up in your triangle. So what math do I do here? V divided by wavelength. Okay, so V is 30. Wavelength is 0.35.
85.7 hertz.
85.7 hertz. How do we feel about that one?
Easy.
Good?
Give me something to make my brain think here.